Hi, Anne here from the Schools Liaison Office in LIT. So even though our physical campuses are closed at the moment across Thurles, Limerick, Clonmel and Ennis, we're very much open online and available to answer any questions that students have over their CAO choices. So now that the Change of Mind facility is open, students are finalising their courses and wanting to know a little bit more about LIT, what we offer and what we're about. Here in LIT, we have over 90 different courses that students can apply for through the CAO across level 6, level 7 and level 8. And our courses are deliberately structured in that fashion to give students more choice about where they want to enter and exit courses. So you don't always have to fully commit to a 4-year honours degree course at the start. You can start off with a level 6 higher cert, opt out after 2 years, maybe go working, go travelling, and then come back at a later stage and do your level 7 and level 8. So that gives students great options and great flexibility. And as I said, it's a way that we have deliberately designed our courses in LIT to give students that chance. So today kicks off the first of our live Q&A sessions for students to give them an opportunity to find out a little bit more about us before they finalise their CAO choices by July 1st. So we're kicking off today with our first Q&A session, which is in the area of business and financial services. And it's always a very popular area with students. And business and financial services falls under our faculty of business and humanities. And that's home to almost 2,500 students. So we offer a very wide range of courses in that area. So I'm delighted today to be joined by the head of department in business and financial services, and that's James Collins. Hi James, how are you?
Hello Anne, how are you?
Good, good. Getting on well working from home?
Enjoying parts of it and parts of it are frustration. I'm sure, like all the students out there, you know, it has its good points, which is not having to face traffic in the morning or jump out of bed at the crack of dawn, but to make buses or to make my commute. But I'm missing the company and missing my colleagues, yeah.
Absolutely. No one knows that we're all working wearing our slippers from day to day. We look good at the top half. So James, I suppose just to kick off, if you could tell us a little bit about the different courses that are available in your area, and if you could tell us a little bit more about them, that'd be great.
Okay. In the Department of Business and Financial Services, we have a number of programs. One would be Accounting and Finance. That's a 4 years honours degree. It also has a level 6. So there's 2 entry points, either at level 6 or at level 8. So we'll concentrate on the level 8. It's a 4-year honours degree. It's a very, very popular program. It's probably one of the longest running programs in LIT. I think we're now offering it nearly 50 years. It's as it says in the tin, it allows graduates to go on and pursue a professional career if they want to go on and do the professional exams through the various accountancy bodies to go on and qualify as a chartered or a certified or CPA recognized accountant. It's a course now that generally we have about 35 to 45 students start that course every year. So that's the accounting program. We also then have a law and tax program. Again, that's we offer that at entry points at either level 6 or level 8. So it's a joint award, this program. It qualifies people in law and taxation. So it allows people to go on to pursue careers in either law or tax. If you want to become a qualified tax advisor, this would be a route for you. If you wanted to go on to become a solicitor, this is also a route for you. So it's a 4-year honours degree, and we also accept people by direct entry, not through the CAO, onto the level 6 program here. So that's, I just, you know, make people aware of this. If for some reason that you have a problem with your CAO and you're looking for a route outside of the CAO, this is a route into this program. You can apply to the level 6. At this stage, may I just say something about the level 6 and the level 8 entries. You can move seamlessly from a level 6 program into the level 8. You don't have to get particular marks. All you have to do is pass your first 2 years and you'll move directly into the honours degree. You know, these courses sit side by side, and what students are studying in first and second year in both the level 6 and in the level 8 are identical. So there's seamless progression. So students can decide to sign on for 2 years, but if they want to continue on for the 4 years to get their honours degree, it's quite easily done. And there's nothing for the students to have to achieve other than get their first and second year exams. The third programs that we offer in the department would be a general business. It's a new business degree. That last year was the first year we offered it. So that's a general business degree. We're now only moving into the second year of offering this program in Limerick, and we're offering it in Ennis and in Thurles as well. This is a general degree that people will, you know, take on the main aspects of business. So be that marketing, management, accounting, business organization type studies, human resources, all of those will be there. You do not have to, and just at this stage I want to stress because it comes up every single year, you don't have to have had a business subject in your Leaving Cert to take on a business degree. So you don't have to do business to come into our business program. You don't have to have studied accounting to have come into our accounting program. We're ready and willing to accept you at first principles, and we will take it from there. So it would be a benefit to you, obviously, but it will not stop, or it's not a blockage to your entry onto the program. And students won't have a difficulty. If you achieve the points for our programs, guys, you'll with any bit of work, and I don't mean any bit of work, but if you do what the lecturers request you to do, and if you follow the course of study that's outlined for you, you won't have a problem in achieving your degree, or your, be it an ordinary degree, or be it a higher certificate, or be an honours degree. Okay, and finally then the other course in the department is business with computing. So that effectively it's a business degree, but with an emphasis on computing. So the emphasis really is on the areas of databases, analytics. That's where we're looking for. It's not a heavy programming area. There's some programming, but it's really only introductory, and we're concentrating more on from the IT perspective on databases, artificial intelligence, AI, those type data analytics. So those are the programs we have. They're all, you know, what can people expect coming in? I suppose over the next while, traditionally our students would, first year students would have contact hours of 25 hours approximately a week, somewhere between 24, 25 contact hours a week. You have to achieve 60 credits in your first year. So when we say credits, you know, a subject, be that say financial accounting or be that law, will generally be broken into either a 5 credit or a 10 credit module. And in order to pass your first year, you have to make up 60 credits. So that's generally 30 credits in the first semester. And the first semester will run from September through to Christmas. Second semester, January to May. So that's where you look to achieve your credits. In the accounting program next year, there's still a number of the years have long, thin semesters where you'll be taking 10 credits. So you might only be doing 6 subjects. Whereas in the business, which is a semesterized program, you'll be taking on 12 subjects, but they'll be split 6 and 6 to each semester.
Okay. Just I know we have a lot of people joining us as well as we're talking there now, and just for anybody watching, just to let you know that you can send in your questions to us. You can just comment in the box there at the bottom, and we'll try to get through as many as we can. I think James has touched on a lot of the areas that have actually even come into us already with questions. I think one of the questions I know we got from Owen Geary, and I think this was probably the most I suppose most often asked question that we got over the last few days, James, which you've answered, was it's not necessary to have any of the business subjects to do it, to do any of our business courses. Would you find that, you know,
obviously there will be a mix of students starting off, some that have maybe one business subject, others two, others have none. By the time students get to the end of first year, are they all pretty much on the same level?
They are, and that's the aim of the first 2 years of the program, is to make sure that everybody is at the same standard and the same level. I can't emphasize this enough. There isn't a requirement, and people are not going to have a problem by not having either a business or an accountancy subject studied before they come into the program. We're taking it from first principles, and so rest assured, I'm repeating myself, I think now for the 4th time, it won't be an issue. And it comes up every year, and it comes up more and more actually from a lot of the girls' secondary schools, in particular. They seem, as a general rule, to have less business subjects within a lot of the girls only secondary schools. So no, it's not a problem. And the gender mix across our department in all our programs is nearly 50-50 as well. So you can see that. In fact, in some there's more women now moving into the accountancy areas and into the law areas in general. It generally seems to be weighted, maybe 55 to 60% female to male. So yeah, there's a big demand, and I suppose the good thing about these programs, there's some very, very good job opportunities coming out of all of them. I suppose everything is a little bit up in the air now, but our qualifications are qualifications that easily lend themselves to remote working, even to remote learning. The accountancy, the business with computing by its very nature. You're dealing with technology, you're dealing with figures and abstracts. You can work online like we're all having to do now. So there's a lot of job opportunities in it, and ever before this COVID came in, we were finding an increased demand for students over the last number of years, and I'd recommend them anyway to anyone out there. And that's, I suppose, and the second question I always hear is, are there jobs for graduates off your program? First, the one you've just posed to me about the business qualification is generally the one I hear most, but the second one is, what are the job opportunities out there like? They're very good.
Yeah. And
there was a few
just
other
the beauty
questions.
is, sorry James, sorry cutting across you there, but I suppose one of the questions that a lot of students would have asked was, do they have an opportunity to specialise in the business degree, or is it more general?
No, not we're going to have a number of areas that you can specialise in, but it won't be a huge specialisation. We'll be allowing people, maybe to choose some human resource to take that as an elective, and but the general business degree won't have specializations. It won't be running down that it's effectively a human resource program or financial area. No, we're not. It's going to be, that's a general degree. Within the department, we have our specializations. So the business with computing, you're specializing in the IT aspect of business. In accounting and finance, you have your specializations. In law and tax, you have 2 specializations there. So they're the specializations that we offer, and the general business one is for people that want to do something more general and maybe then consider taking on a specialization at master's level.
Okay. So that's good to know for students as well. And just a reminder to anybody that might be just joining us late and just tuning in now, I'm here chatting to James Collins, who's the head of business and financial services in LIT. So James, this one is maybe putting you on the spot a little bit, because we probably don't really know the answer to this, but it's a question there that has just come in the last few minutes from Eddie Sonshi, wondering, will the points come down over the lack of international students coming in this year? It's putting you on the spot a little bit, so you may not be able to fully answer that one for us.
Truthfully, I don't know, because the points are a function of a number of things. That's the demand for the program, the number of places that we offer as an institution, and it's managed then through the CAO. I'm not sure how things are going to work. I have my suspicions that points, well, I don't think points are going to increase. I think the points level, and people are looking at them, I think the points level will be very similar to what they were last year. There may be some reduction, but I'd be fibbing if I said that I know that there'll be a reduction. I mean, there's a lot of talk, and we're all hearing it, that, you know, the international students are disappearing, but who knows?
We'll have to wait and see. Okay, and with the general business degree, there's a work placement that students undertake as part of that course. Do they have to source the placement themselves, or is that something that LIT sorts out, or is it a bit of both? How does it work?
It's a bit of both. I suppose we're different to some of the universities or some of our competitors, where you kind of have to take the first one you're offered if you want to go on co-op or work placement. We allow students to source their own, but we do provide them with a lot of help. I mean, LIT invested heavily in a careers and work placement office this year, you know, in readiness for, because I suppose if people now look at our prospectuses, they're not going to see a lot of work placements on the old ones, because we were planning to bring in semester-long work placements in all our programs in the department in the next, we're intending to bring it in next year and have it in place from September. But that now is going to be deferred by 12 months. But the students that are coming into first year this year should be expecting to go on a work placement. The accounting students should be expecting to go on a work placement, and the law and tax students should be expecting a work placement in semester 1 of year 3. Okay. And the general business and the business with computing should be expecting a work placement in semester 2 of year 3. So we allow our students to look for their own work placement. We allow our students to do that work placement at home or abroad. So it's an opportunity there. Similarly, if students wanted to combine, you know, we're conscious that there's students there that that are coming back to us that may have a lot of work experience gained already. So in lieu of a work placement, we can look at maybe an Erasmus, where they take on 30 credits in a other institution abroad somewhere. Now, with what's happening at the moment, a lot of this is up in the air, but those opportunities are there, and that's what we planned for. So we allow Erasmus in our programs. We allow students to come into us from abroad, and even yesterday I had applications from a couple of French students. So people are still looking to travel for Erasmus placements, but it's a little bit up in the air for next year. Yeah,
of course, and we have a very active international department in LIT as well. So, and we're an active participant, obviously, in the Erasmus program as well. Was another question around the law and tax that we got quite a number in as well. Where can I go on to train to be a solicitor after the law and tax program?
Yes. What you do then is the course is aimed at covering there's an admission exam into Blackhall Place if you want to become a solicitor. So you would complete our degree, you sit an entrance exam or an exam into Blackhall Place, and the content of our modules is designed to help people to get through that exam. And then you complete your entrance exam to Blackhall, and you have to do a professional course up there and an apprenticeship to become a solicitor. But yes, our programs allow that, and help people on their professional journey to becoming a solicitor. Yes.
Excellent. And a question there that came in from Fiona, and she said, I'm very interested in accounting and finance. I enjoy working with numbers, but I actually don't want to be an accountant. So what other sort of careers would be open to me that I could use my accounting and finance degree without actually training to be an accountant?
There's teaching, obviously, would be one. Remember, with accounting and finance, it's not just accounting. You're also studying, law subjects. There's a marketing subject in there. there's corporate governance, there's management, there's IT subjects, there's strategic management. So it's a very rounded degree. Like, not all the students that do accounting and finance go on to become accountants. Probably slightly less than 50% of the students would go on to actually to continue on their studies to be professional accountants. So the course is designed to reflect that. Like all good honours degrees, it's there to ensure that you have a rounded graduate that has all the skills to allow them to move forward with a career in a multitude of areas.
Excellent. And a question in from Connor, who again is interested in accounting and finance, but he said, I'm not doing accounting in school and I'm a little bit worried that I might fall behind, even though, as we said, we start completely from scratch. Would there be extra support available if a student needed that?
Yes, there is. Okay, well, I suppose firstly, what you have is we have a very good staff of lecturers, and that has really been shown, I suppose, over the last couple of weeks, when we see how adaptable our lecturers in the department have been to stand up to the mark to cover off this COVID pandemic and change how they teach and how they assess. Most of our staff have worked in industry, have worked before, so they know what's required of industry. So they're very supportive. And LIT, I think, prides itself in the availability of the lecturers. So, okay, students coming in will not just receive a lecture, which is where they're getting the information given to them, but we also have tutorials, which are smaller group numbers, where they have direct access to the lecturer to answer questions on a one-to-one basis or in very small groups. That will help them there. We also have a learning support unit for anybody that is falling behind and is having difficulty with a subject, where you will receive extra tuition from either lecturers or from fellow students or from other people, but it's in addition to the tuition that you get on your program here. So yeah, we have a very good, on the programs, there's quite a strong pass rate. Accounting and finance of all the programs actually has one of the highest pass rates, and it needs work, but it's has one of the highest pass rates in the institute, because I think it's one of those courses that people know what they want and what they want to achieve, and they're fairly committed towards the program. But anyway, if accounting is not your thing, remember, we do have the law and tax, we do have business with computing, we have our general business, so there's plenty of other programs there as well.
There's a good spread.
Yeah.
And I suppose one of the things that we would pride ourselves on in LIT as well, that we develop all of our courses in partnership with industry, with professional bodies. So the skills that our graduates are coming out from LIT are the skills that that companies are looking for. Is there much opportunity to work with companies during the time across all of the courses through things like site visits, guest lectures? Do the law and tax students get to see a court in action and different things like that? Bringing the learning to life as such.
Very much so, yeah. I mean, we would, the law, there's a very active law society, for instance, within the law and tax, where they do things like moot courts, getting involved in various national competitions. In fact, they were successful in one of them this year, where they came out as national champions. There's visits to the various courtrooms, court buildings, the four courts in Dublin. We had the president of the High Court came down and visited us last year. That's just in the law and tax area. Our students then would often take, visits. Business with computing have gone to visit the Google headquarters, for instance, and done various tours there. Our accounting and finance students have gone to London in the past, over to the stock exchange, to the other markets over there. There's quite a bit there. I suppose then with the work placement, the work placement is really the area that will give our students the greatest insight into industry. You know, where you can go out for effectively 6 to 9 months working, and it should be, you know, it helps on a number of fronts. It gives a student the opportunity to see, is it an area that what area of business really interests them. It exposes them to various areas. From an employment perspective, it gives students an opportunity to impress employers, maybe to, I think employers now like to take students in, see what they're like before they go back to college again for a final year, and then they'll offer them maybe full-time employment. It also helps from a financial perspective, because a lot of these placements are paid. Whether that will be continuing, I know it's the case at the minute. Unfortunately, it may change. Some of these may now become unpaid, but I suppose our first year students have 2 to 3 years before that manifests itself, you know.
Yeah, and hopefully things will have picked up a little bit by then. And obviously areas that you offer your courses in, such as, you know, the finance side of things, those sectors will all be very important in helping getting the, you know, the economy and the country back up and running again. So with the accounting and finance, and you mentioned that it's, you know, well recognised by the accountancy bodies, do all the major bodies recognise it? Are students entitled to exemptions then once they have their level 8 degree under their belt?
Yeah, we get the maximum number of exemptions that the professional bodies would give, which is 8 exemptions. Our programme is fully recognised by Chartered Accountants Ireland, by ACCA, by CIMA, and CPA. So yeah, we get the full suite of exemptions. And again, look, it's a programme that we've been running, and the employers out there now are our graduates. You know, we've been running this program for 50 years. So the decision makers out there, particularly in the Limerick region, are generally the people that are employing our graduates, or people that have come through our system, that have studied here in LIT. So yeah, there's a great tie-in with industry. So yeah, it's a good program from that perspective. Yes.
Excellent, excellent. And I've got a message in here from Tara, who said she has actually applied to do the accounting and finance course this year, and she's a mature student. And just, she said, a little bit concerned how she'll fit in. Are there many mature students on your courses in general?
There are quite a few. She will not be the oldest in the class. No, generally.
It's reassuring, Tara, to know.
Yeah. Look, I don't know what age Tara is, but generally there's quite a good cohort of students that are mature learners. There has been, over the last, you know, in the period 2008 to, from 2008 really until maybe two years ago, nearly a third of the accounting and finance class would have been mature students.
Okay.
It has waned a little bit in the last two years. You'd know that there's been increased employment levels out there. There has been less mature students in the class, but there's always quite a few. We also accept, you see, people into 3rd and 4th year that come directly from Solis, that have taken on programs there, the accounting technician programs, and quite a number of those are mature students. We have nationally agreed entry points onto the program for accounting technicians, people that have studied the accounting technician programs through Solis. So there's quite a lot of mature students, particularly in the 3rd and 4th year of the program.
Okay, so there's great progression routes there,
yeah.
Which I suppose brings us along to where I think Paul sent us in a message asking about QQI. So he has QQI level 5 and is applying this year. So obviously that will allow him entry into 1st year of our courses. If somebody has a level 6 QQI/VTAC award, may they be eligible sometimes to get directly into 2nd year in the accounting and finance course? Probably depending on the modules, would it maybe depend on the modules they have taken?
It'll very much depend on the modules they have taken. I wouldn't expect that they get directly into the second year, but they would get some exemptions from a number of first year subjects.
Okay.
Depending on whether they get merit ones or distinctions in there, but not in the accounting and finance. The difficulty is we want to keep the exemptions if they want them.
Of course.
So
it'll be judged really on a case by case sort of basis.
On a case by case basis, yeah.
Okay, and so people should maybe contact the department directly, maybe email business and humanities at lit.ie if they want a little bit more information on that.
Or if they want to email me directly on james.collins@lit.ie. And that's
super.
At anyone that logs on in the future, if people have questions and they want to put them to me and take a bit of time to think about their questions, email me at james.collins@lit.ie and I'll get back to them with hopefully to answer any of their queries.
Okay, that's great, James. So we got a question in then from Jack Ryan, wondering with the business with computing course, and you spoke a little bit about it at the start, do I need to be particularly strong at maths? That I noticed there's a programming module. Is that something that I need to be mindful of, that I need to be a strong maths student?
No, you don't. I mean, we have a maths module in the first year of practically all our programs in the department anyway. So that's to bring everybody up to a reasonable standard of mathematics. They're not strong maths based, and as I mentioned earlier as well, we've reduced somewhat the level of programming. We're more interested in databases, enterprise resource planning, data analytics. We've introduced those as opposed to the programming in the business with computing. That's the route we're taking there. A little less programming, a bit more in those three areas that I just mentioned. It's what we intend over the next 2-3 years.
Okay, so we've got through a lot of the questions that have come into us, and you've been very comprehensive in the responses that you've given to us. And just to remind anyone that's watching, if you're maybe aware of anybody that might be interested in any of these courses and didn't get a chance to catch us live, the full video of this chat with James will be available on our website at lit.ie over the next couple of days as well. There's another question, James, that we tend to get asked a lot at schools and at careers exhibitions as well. There isn't a requirement for an additional language outside of English or Irish to come into any of your courses? No,
there isn't. We do offer a language option in the general business, but you have no requirement to have a foreign language, be that French, German, Spanish. No, we don't have that requirement.
Okay, and with the accounting and finance, just a question there from Laura. With the level 6, we said there's that flexibility that students can opt in and out. In general, would most students continue on from the level 6 into level 7, or how do you find it?
Yeah, we're finding the majority of the students that come in through level 6 continue on to the honours degree. Yeah, the level 6 it's a great qualification to have on its own, but I think I would strongly urge everybody to continue on and complete an honours degree at this stage. I suppose the level 6 is great in that if you feel that you can't commit to 4 years right now, it allows you to sign up for 2 years, and you can always continue for 1 more to get your level 7 and another 1 more to get your level 8. So if people are a little concerned about whether they'll stay for 4, they can sign up initially for 2. But I would be urging everybody to really consider continuing on to get their honours degree at this stage. That's the way the world is going, and that's what the employers are looking for. And the financial benefits to you long term in your career, much better to do those 4 years, and now's the time to do it, rather than putting it off to later in life.
And as you mentioned, just to reinforce that if somebody does the level 6, you just need 40% to progress on to the next level.
Correct. That's all. Yeah.
Excellent. That's great. James, I think you've probably answered most of our questions. I suppose maybe just one last question about the accounting and finance. A lot of questions coming in about the accounting and finance. In general, how long does it take to become an accountant after you finish the accounting and finance degree? I know it probably varies depending on the student, but how long would you find an average does it take to complete?
To be fully qualified, you have to do two sets of professional exams. Say you want to become a chartered accountant, you'll have to complete our degree, which is 4 years. Then you will do 2 years. You'll sign on with an office, and you'll have to do 2 sets of professional exams, and you'll have to stay with the firm for approximately 3 years. So you'll be fully qualified 3 years after you leave us.
Okay, excellent, excellent. So they're well on the road.
And you're well on the road, and the subjects that, the subjects that we offer and the content of our modules are designed to ensure our students are able to sit those professional exams, because it's with those in mind that we design our program, So
Okay.
it really helps our students to nail those exams in the future.
Excellent. So I suppose just as we finish up, and to thank you for joining us today, students still have another few weeks to do that course research before the 1st of July and the CAO change of mind deadline. Any nuggets of advice that you could offer to the class of 2020 as they prepare to finalise those CAO applications?
Yeah, I just would urge people to sign on to a program that you like, that you enjoy. Unfortunately, everybody be working for 40 to 45 years, this is only the first step. So sign on to something that you think is, gives you a very good solid grounding. And I think the 4 business programs that we offer, business with computing, law and tax, general business, or accounting and finance, they're excellent solid degrees that give everybody a very solid grounding in the business area. That allow people branch out into a myriad of different opportunities and different career paths, and that's important. That you get a solid, strong grounding in the business, with a business qualification, and it'll stand to people, because those qualifications will open doors of opportunity, allow people to move forward in specializations, be it in masters or as jobs come through in the new economies. People will be able to move forward into them with strong business backgrounds, and that's what we offer in the faculty and have been offering for a while now. And these programs have stood the test of time, yet they're constantly being changed to be relevant to the economy, relevant to what employers want, relevant to what students need to further their careers. And I'd urge people to look at what we have on offer.
Brilliant. That's excellent. James, thank you so much for joining us today. Just to repeat just James's contact details, if anybody wants to contact him directly with a particular query, james.collins@lit.ie, or through our faculty office at Business and Humanities at lit.ie. If maybe you have a question afterwards about any of the queries that you want to also send us a DM through Instagram, you can email us at schools@lit.ie. And also on every course page on our website, there is a chat button that you can hit, and you can actually pose a question. It comes into our team. We'll answer those questions, and we'll do our best to help you out. So I'm just going to finish up for today. Say thanks again to James for joining us. This is the first of our live Q&As, as I mentioned. And on Friday, we'll be joined by Dr. James Griffin from the Department of Marketing, Enterprise and Digital Communications. So if you have any questions on those areas, make sure to get them into us over the next couple of days, and we'll be kicking off that chat at 2 p.m. this Friday afternoon. So thanks again to everybody for watching, and we'll speak to you all soon. Take care.
Bye-bye.